All signs here point to another very strong quarter for Tesla. We know what their production and sales were for the quarter in terms of vehicles sold, and it was a record high quarter. They've also gotten really good at beating consensus. So Tesla has now beat 8 of the last 9 quarters. The stock's really pulled back significantly since the start of the year, and it's this broader sell-off in the higher growth stocks. A lot of tech stocks have sold off. Tesla trades more like a tech stock than an auto manufacturer. So we really view that as a buying opportunity.
What am I doing with my life? All aboard the Tesla earnings hype train, ladies and gentlemen. So if you haven't already heard, Tesla is going to, what's that technical term for significantly beat by an enormous margin? Oh, that's right. All over all of their previous meaningful records on everything that matters. Revenue, profit, gross automotive margins, operating margin. I could go on and on and on. Tesla is going to blow it out of the water on everything, literally everything that matters. In the days and weeks following, Wall Street analysts will be scrambling to increase their earnings estimates and their delivery estimates for Tesla. Likely, there'll be a huge wave of price target increases on the back of Tesla earnings as well. Some analysts are a little slower than others in more ways than one. In this case, in terms of updating their models, some might take a few days, others a few weeks, and some of the potatoes may even take a month or two before they update theirs. So with Tesla's to-be record-shattering Q4 and full year 2021 earnings just a matter of hours away, in this video, I basically just want to hype up what will be a stunning quarter. Just so we're all on the same page here, since the beginning of this year in 2022, Tesla stock is down 25%. In that time, we've learned Tesla blew away expectations with their production and delivery numbers in Q4. We know Tesla is going to have a blowout record quarter across the board. Production and deliveries commencing from 2 new factories, Austin and Berlin, in the first half of this year. Tesla's scaling faster than any automotive manufacturer on earth by a significant margin. Obscene profits. Incredible amounts of cash. They can't spend it fast enough. Oh yeah, and they're revolutionizing the battery cell, becoming one of the world's leading real-world AI companies. Yet, over the past year, Tesla stock up a staggering, truly whopping 4.0%. Really? Does this make sense? No. Will this last? Well, in my opinion, hell fucking no. Still buying with every spare cent. The longer Tesla stock is on sale, the better for me. Still accumulating, but I don't think this is going to last too long. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but don't say I didn't warn you. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support.
Well, stocks are taking a big hit at the start of a packed earnings week.
Did she just say take a big hit? Well, don't mind if I do.
Well, stocks are taking a big hit at the start of a packed earnings week, with Tesla being one of the companies reporting its quarterly earnings this Wednesday. Garrett, thanks so much for being here. What do we expect from those earnings results? I know for the previous quarter, revenue came in at $14 billion. And then what is the outlook for revenue going into the rest of the year and perhaps next year as well?
All signs here point to another very strong quarter for Tesla. We know what their production and sales were for the quarter in terms of vehicles sold. That came out a few weeks ago, and it was a record high quarter.
Speaking of record highs, Tesla's record high quarter, of course. What other high would I be talking about? Most people are expecting a lot of records. Obviously, record deliveries should translate to record revenue, many other things as well. But it's the details beneath the surface that I don't think Wall Street or most other investors are expecting. There's no ceiling in terms of Tesla's gross automotive margins. I mean, if you want to be a Poindexter, sure, 100% approximately. But the point is, many people can't imagine Tesla's gross automotive margins hitting, let alone exceeding 30%. but they're well on their way to 40+% over the medium term. They don't need to be this high, but this gives Tesla enormous pricing power. EVs are already around price parity and they're a superior product. Even though the cost to produce these things is going to plummet over the next decade, particularly on the back of falling battery costs and massive innovation in manufacturing these vehicles, which have far fewer moving parts than ICE vehicles, so putting them together is much simpler and can be streamlined. Plus, this is still an early technology, hasn't been much innovation in manufacturing processes and techniques yet. So the cost of these things is going to continue to plummet, and I mean plummet, not just decrease a tiny bit. We're talking multi-double-digit percentage declines, 10, 20, 30, 40+%, 50+% over the next decade, somewhere in that vicinity. Tesla's already making 2 to 3 times as much profit in terms of automotive margins than the typical internal combustion engine big guns. And this is at small scale. With a very new technology, they're still figuring out how to manufacture more efficiently and more affordably. Tesla's Q4 results will be a hammer blow to those last few remaining dullards who haven't yet figured out Tesla will continue to become increasingly more profitable over time as they scale, and it's still extremely early days. This is now really a story about growing margins and operating leverage.
And it was a record high quarter for Tesla. So they've also gotten really good at beating consensus. So Tesla has now beat 8 of the last 9 quarters.
Did Tesla beat, or did the Wall Street analysts miss? I'll let you guys and girls decide.
But we think with the record quarterly production and the sales that they posted for Q4, that really bodes well in terms of their ability to beat. Just given the high fixed cost nature of auto manufacturing, when you have a quarter and when you have such strong volumes, that tends to really drive down unit costs and gives them a lot of bottom line leverage. So we're expecting another very strong quarter, and really investors will be focused on what guidance they provide in the release.
Garrett, you have a buy rating on Tesla right now, 12-month price target, $1,250. What do you see as possible headwinds to that target and to that rating?
Yeah, the stock's really pulled back significantly since the start of the year, and it's this broader sell-off in the higher growth stocks. A lot of tech stocks have sold off. Tesla trades more like a tech stock than an auto manufacturer. So we really view that as a buying opportunity.
Couldn't agree more. As most of you watching will know, I definitely took advantage of this buying opportunity, loading up on Tesla stock with every spare cent. In fact, I actually accidentally overdrew my bank account this week because I invested a little bit too much money in Tesla stock. And anyone else been buying the dip? Let me know in the comments below. In terms of headwinds that we're looking at, it's really consistent with what the headwinds that are facing all auto manufacturers here, which is supply chain issues and semiconductor shortages. But Tesla's done a very good job navigating those headwinds. And we think there's potential upside to 2022 consensus numbers. Understatement of the fucking century. There's massive upside to the consensus estimates from the Wall Street stock analysts as to what Tesla's going to do, in particular earnings per share and deliveries in 2022. The Wall Street consensus at the moment is nowhere near the mark. This is obviously going to increase significantly in the coming months and quarters.
With their 2 new factories starting up, we think the startup of the new factory in Texas is now imminent. And then the startup of the new factory in Germany will be coming probably in the second quarter. So, we're very bullish on Tesla. We look at consensus numbers, and those 2 factories will essentially double Tesla's production capacity when they come online. So it's a big event, and we think the company will provide more information regarding their longer term growth plans beyond this year. Remember that the company has a long term growth plan to grow their annual volumes by a factor of 40 in between the years 2020 and 2030.
And Elon Musk sat out the last earnings call. So I wonder, does he sit in this time? Because a lot of people are very interested to learn about vehicles that are down the pike, particularly things like the Cybertruck that was supposed to sort of go into production this year.
So it's rumored that he will be on this call. So
I'd call this a very, very solid rumor. After all, Elon Musk himself said he'll be on the next earnings call to discuss Tesla's product roadmap.
We view that as a positive factor. Normally, he's not going to be on the call if it's if there's no good news or no new developments to report. So we think that's another reason why we're bullish heading into the quarter. As far as the Cybertruck, that's been a concern recently regarding the story, but the company's rumored to have upwards of 1.3 million reservations for the Cybertruck. And even if it's been pushed into early 2023 as far as first production, we think investors are willing to be patient. And that reservation count is very bullish when you compare it to some of the other EVs, such as Ford's F-150 Lightning or GM Chevy Silverado electric. So we're very bullish on the Cybertruck, as well as the Semi, which will be coming fairly soon.
I know that for the first time, Tesla plans to produce its own cells to support its electric vehicle production. How might that impact the company going forward? And I'm thinking specifically about what those costs might mean in real terms to Tesla.
I think that's an area where investors are really looking for more information. Since Tesla held their battery day several quarters ago, they really haven't provided an update as far as their plans and how they're progressing in terms of producing their own battery cells. We know that over time, they have a plan to reduce their battery costs by over 50% and increase the intensity and power of those battery cells. But I think that's definitely an area where investors are looking for more information from the company.
And then, who is Tesla's biggest competition? Is it players like Rivian and the EV space, or is it more from legacy car makers?
Or does Tesla have no credible competition from EV startups or legacy automotive manufacturers? Spoiler alert, it's the latter.
That's a good question. It's really all of the above. We view Tesla's closest comp in terms of the specs of the vehicle, the quality of the product. Right now, we think that's Lucid. The Lucid Air, really has comps that are really on par or maybe even slightly superior to a Tesla vehicle.
Now, to be fair, the Lucid engineers have done a great job. The Lucid Air Dream Edition, last I checked, the only available model so far that consumers can actually buy, starts at a mere $169,000. This is 30+% above where Tesla's Model S Plaid is, which will smoke it on acceleration. Won't quite match it in range. Of course, for $100,000 less, you could buy a Tesla Model 3 Performance, which has a comparable 0 to 60 time, just a little bit slower and less range. The point here, Lucid can hit the specs if the budget's there, but in the price range that Tesla is offering their vehicles, there is nothing comparable in terms of specs. Either the manufacturer chooses to make no money and or sell for a loss, maybe they can compete on price. In terms of actually profitably producing electric vehicles and selling them to customers in the same price point for equivalent features, functionality, performance, range, etc., no one's where Tesla's at. There is no competition, and Lucid aren't comparable.
Tesla's been rumored to have developed the Model S Plaid to compete with the Lucid Air, but incumbent traditional automakers have numerous EV models that you're going to be seeing on roads later this year and more so next year. So, and really the traditional automakers have increased their investments that they're dedicating towards EVs dramatically over the last year. So, it's going to be a mix of both traditional automakers and upstarts such as Rivian, Lucid, Fisker, and others.
Let me finish that sentence. Rivian, Lucid, Fisker, and others attempting to compete with Tesla, saying they're going to compete with Tesla, giving us ambitious production targets and amazing specs on vehicles that will never actually come to market, not with those specs for that price anyway. And most of those companies, if they ever survive that long, will eventually discover that high volume production of complicated manufactured items is very difficult. Today, as it stands, Tesla's competition exists only in the imagination of EV startups and legacy automotive manufacturers and a few people living in their mum's basement currently short Tesla stock. Tesla has no credible competition, and in summary, another reminder, Tesla's Q4 results are going to blow everyone's expectations out of the water, even Tesla bulls. Tesla is the next Tesla, and I think with Tesla's Q4 earnings results, a few more investors are finally going to figure this the fuck out. See you guys soon for Tesla's earnings. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.